tired of reading. I mean, I still love doing readings and whatnot, but I want to do something else. I want to do something more. I mean, even reading these comic books is reading. I mean, sure, there's a lot of pretty pictures involved too, but it's still reading. And I'm getting sick and tired of it. Jesus. There must be something else that I can do, something that I can focus my copious talents on other than just stories, even though I'm gonna keep doing that, but there's gotta be something else I can do too. The prophecy. Well, looks like we're gonna watch Alien 9. This is a cartoon, as is this, and also this. When it comes down to it, I've just always loved animation in all its forms. I grew up on it, and I've been fascinated by its creation and ever-expanding applications since I was a child, watching cartoons on an old tube TV on Saturday mornings. Since its inception, animation has been used to dazzle audiences, explore complex ideas, make us laugh, make us cry, and show off techniques and images that would never work in a live-action setting. So to make an example of my point, we're gonna watch a really crappy OVA. Yet, what a wonderful way to get back into reviewing, right? And let me tell you, you can tell right away that Central Park Media was trying their darndest to convince anybody that they could to buy this thing. I mean, right there, at the top, it says, from the creator of Excel Saga. And here on the back, it says, from the screenwriter of Millennium Actress, Cowboy Bebop, Bubblegum Crisis, and the producer of Tenchi Muyo. Now that is some pretty hefty legacy to live up to, I will admit, and I'm sure that all of these people are only too happy to put Alien 9 on their resume next to all of those infinitely better shows. For a bit of background, Alien 9 was based off of a manga written by Hitoshi Tomizawa, who I know absolutely nothing about. I admit that's mostly me not being a big fan of manga in general, and a quick look at a list of other work he's done reveals nothing of real big note to my eye. The manga was brought over by Central Park Media's manga division, CPM Press, and was apparently relatively popular, so of course this 4-part OVA would follow in its wake. And the anime isn't that good. 4 episodes for a total 2 hours of absolutely nothing substantial with no resolution. The plot of the anime follows young 6th grader Yuri Otani, recently elected by her class to join their school's group of alien fighters. Yes, you see, apparently in this world, aliens are constantly landing just outside of the elementary school, and the alien fighter party, consisting of young girls from that school, fight them off and capture them using tranq guns, lacrosse sticks, rollerblades, and most importantly, the Borgs.
I am Locutus, a Borg.
No, not those Borgs. The Borg in this show is actually a symbiotic alien who possesses at least something akin to human intelligence. They are capable of talking and bond to their host, offering power and protection in exchange for feeding off of the waste clinging to their human host. Yuri is assisted in this endeavor by her 2 fellow fighters, Kumi and Kasumi, her best friend Miyu, and her teacher and counselor, Megumi. Few questions right off the bat, if I may. Why are we using 6th graders for defense against creatures that are shown to be very dangerous, friendly alien assistants or no? Why do the Borg help humanity when we see that very similar alien species are more than willing to use humans like tools? Where do these aliens come from, and how come they never go beyond the school grounds, which they always seem to conveniently land in front of? None of these questions are answered. I'm going to jump ahead a bit and just be real frank here. The story of the OVA is incomplete, leaving us on a massive cliffhanger that just encourages us to go and pick up the manga. The disc might as well have a middle finger printed right on it. I can't stand it when anime does stuff like this. What's worse is, throughout all 4 episodes, it's clear that something weird is going on and that Megumi, the school principal, and potentially teachers in other schools are all in on it. What it is, we never learn. See, the overarching plot of the series, and indeed many of the details needed to really understand what the hell is even going on in each episode, is a lot like a puzzle, and you're given a lot of the pieces to try and put it together yourself. But it's kind of like a used puzzle that you get at Goodwill, and you didn't have a chance to check and see if it had all the pieces in it, but then you get home and check it and it obviously doesn't have all of the pieces, and so when you get around to putting it together, there are massive gaps all over the place, so you can't even tell what it's supposed to be, and then you get all pissed off because you spent a whole $2 on the damn puzzle, and the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, aliens and things. Even barring the unfinished plot, the overall structure of each episode is incredibly infuriating and off-putting. It doesn't really follow a traditional structure of rising action, climax, and falling action. Rather, every episode is just a huge mishmash of random events spilling all over each other that sort of congeal into something that adds up to a single story that fills up 30 minutes. It's really difficult to express unless you've watched the whole thing yourself, but scenes start and stop abruptly and don't really flow into one another, with any sort of sense of purpose. It makes the already fractured narrative feel even harder to sit through. Factor in really out-of-place dream sequences and a final episode meant to be nothing but one giant mindfuck, and at times the OVA can be very difficult to sit through. Well, that's one thing that makes the anime hard to sit through. Another is the characters. I can think of no characters that I was rooting for this entire show. This is mostly due to the fact that the characters have no growth and remain static throughout all 4 episodes, despite the 4 episodes blasting through months of time in-universe. They're all just a collection of, frankly, unlikable and annoying traits. Yuri, for example, is our main character. She's whiny, cowardly, annoying, melancholy, shy, and cries at the drop of a hat. Ordinarily, I actually wouldn't have much of an objection to this, at least at first, so long as the character grows and changes over the course of the series. I mean, the basic setup for that sort of scenario is what we have here. A young girl who has a very melancholic outlook and is forced to face something she's deathly afraid of. But she doesn't change. She doesn't grow. And in every scene where she and the others are attempting to capture an alien, all she does is either get in the way or hang back, whimpering right out of sight. At no point during the series does she take any sort of initiative or show any sort of growth out of her woe is me, everything sucks, I'm gonna cry attitude. The other 2 fighters, Kumi and Kasumi, are at least competent at what they're supposed to be doing. Any sort of argument I could make for Yuri being justified in her fear, or being forced to fight dangerous creatures, is blown out of the water by the behavior of these 2, who take to hunting aliens with a lot more enthusiasm than she does. Both of them are hinted to have a lot of personal hang-ups, though they aren't really expanded upon at all. Even Kasumi, who does get something resembling some character development in the last episode, even if it's incredibly rushed and doesn't amount to much, doesn't really stick out despite having the most energy out of the 3. Also, she can be just as annoying as Yuri, but for completely different reasons. And the pain threshold has been reached. Kumi is the most collected of all 3, but consequently the most boring. I have nothing really to say about her other than she goes through probably the worst character whiplash I've ever seen. Initially, her biggest character trait is that she's probably the most vocal about Yuri being unfit to be an alien fighter, a sentiment that Yuri never denies and constantly agrees with. But then, out of nowhere in the 3rd episode, she's saying that she's one of Yuri's best friends and trying the best to reassure her that she matters. Again, this after a majority of their screen time together was Kumi being critical of Yuri and her constant crying. And then there's Megumi. I hate Megumi, mostly because every single reaction she gives to everything in the series seems like the wrong one. I mean, I mentioned before that she was involved in this weird conspiracy that was linked to the aliens, and she demonstrates powers that seem to be used by the Borg aliens with her hair. Still, it's hard to see her as little more than uncaring and callous with the way that she treats the girls. For example, during Yuri's inaugural fight against an alien, her fear overwhelms her, and in response, her Borg ends up killing the alien. Yuri then breaks down into sobs, something that she does a lot throughout the show, but here it's more understandable considering that this is the first time she's done anything like this. She is clearly traumatized. Megumi's response to seeing the traumatized elementary school girl sobbing on the ground in fear is to scold her for killing the alien rather than capturing it alive, despite the fact that she was never given any sort of instruction or explanation on the Borg's abilities or how it reacts to her emotions.
Listen to me, Miss Otani. If you keep saying to yourself, I'm scared, the Borg will sense that and take it upon itself to kill the alien in order to protect you. They may be aliens, but we must respect their lives, Yuri.
You are scum. Found in talking heads with lots of cuts to static backgrounds. Seriously, this series seems to be in love with its scenery porn. Admittedly, when the anime actually does allow the characters to move, they do move rather fluidly, and the simplistic character design allows for a lot of expression and easy movement. Still, it's real easy to tell when corners were cut in terms of the animation, making for an overall unimpressive viewing experience. The music similarly is just bleh. It's there, but it does nothing for the anime itself, and most of the time you won't even notice it's around unless it's something that feels really out of place, like this thumping techno tune that seems to love playing in any scene showing Megumi doing her screen work. I feel like I should be on a dark, uncomfortably crowded dance floor with a glow stick in my teeth when I hear this music. The voice acting is at least semi-competent as well, and I don't think any of the voice actors do a poor job. I think they're just working with really poor material and aren't really given a whole lot to do, and probably were given some pretty bad direction as well. I feel especially bad for Kelly Ray here, the actress who portrays Yuri in the anime. She got a massive bum rap, since I'm pretty sure about 75% of her dialogue consists of her just whimpering or sobbing or heaving into the microphone.
Otani. 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 Otani.
That's about all there is to it, really. This is a series I thought I'd enjoy a lot more when I first heard the premise, but the execution left a lot to be desired. This lands very heavily into ignore it territory. It's full of annoying characters, disjointed storytelling, and a plot that ultimately isn't resolved in the anime, and it is infuriating to sit through because of that. Partly. If you are interested in it yourself for whatever reason, it's not that hard to find. Despite Central Park Media's bankruptcy in 2009, retailers, to this day, still carry brand new copies of this OVA for a rock-bottom price. You can get it off Amazon, eBay, and Right Stuff for under $10 brand new. But don't, please. Just let this thing fade into obscurity like I'm sure all these high-profile writers and producers and creators probably wanted it to. Blech. But, luckily, these reviews aren't meant to continually accentuate the negative. So, next time, how about we look at, a little piece of my childhood? I'll see you all next time.